If you drive a W163 Mercedes ML class like I do, the spare tire isn't going to be in the most convenient of places. So today we're going to address that. But before I get into it, I want to let you know why I'm changing the spare tire in the first place. This car here is 20 years old and the spare tire sits inconveniently on the outside under the back here of the car. And I'll show you how to get into all of that and where this information is. But what it does to the tire, because it's mounted on the outside of the car, is that between hot and cold, snow, sleet, ice, rocks, dirt, this thing is exposed to all kinds of weather, and what it does, it destroys the tire. Now, one of the issues that I'm having is that this tire does not hold the pressure for a spare. So I ordered one already today, and we're going to go pick it up. Actually, we're not picking it up. What we're doing, we're going to bring the spare tire to the shop. And what they'll do, they'll replace the tire on the wheel, and then we'll reinstall the tire back where Mercedes decided to put the spare tire. So that being said, let's jump right in, and we'll make this happen. Your car should have came with one of these manuals with a bunch of other manuals in a package that looks like this. And it has all the tips and tricks and 42 different manuals as to how to maintain your Mercedes. This is the operator's manual of the M class, and at page starting 249 all the way to 252, it tells you where the tools are and how to access your spare tires. So that being said, let me show you how to get the spare tire out from under your car, so that if you need to replace a tire on an ML class Mercedes W163, you know how to do it. And I'll show you how to go through all the steps, and let's jump right in. On the right side in the trunk space, you're going to see there is a door that looks like this. So what you'll do, you'll open this up, and some cars come with a CD, it's a 10 CD charger, because mind you, this is a 2004 car, back in the day when they had CDs and didn't have the technology of the what were they called? Not the iPad. Before the iPad was the little thing that you scrolled all your music on. Then it became part of the phone, and now we don't need CD players anymore. But this car still has a 10-disc CD charger, and then in the back of it, we have the what do we have here? Let me see. I just need to be able to. I haven't been in here in a while because, thank the good Lord, I haven't needed the spare tire. I'm not even sure what this is. Keep plastic bag away from chill. Oh, okay. This is where you put your tire in when you get a tire. So it comes with a bag. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna get this jack out of here. Let me see if I remember how to. Oh, there's a knob in here. You're gonna have to loosen up this knob here. Let me show you where it's at. Okay, here it is. You have a knob right here. You're gonna loosen it up, and well, I haven't done this in a while. All right, that's it. The jack is loose, so let's pull it out. So we pull this baby out of here without hopefully breaking anything, and here we are. With it, not only you get the jack, which we'll not be using right now because we don't need to lift the car, but we will be using this tool right here. And it comes with a screwdriver we're going to be using as well. So let's get under the car and pull this spare tire out. We are now under the rear of the bumper, and being that this stuff is relatively heavy, so to speak, try to have a pair of gloves with you. So what you'll do is you're going to pull this piece of plastic that it's at the back of the bumper. Don't break anything. Here we go. We got this off. And we are going to need this tool that I showed you earlier. So let's get under here, see what the deal is. All right, so we're going to break loose this nut. It's the same size of the wheel lugs, which is 17 millimeter. We're loosening this up. Wow. You know, guys, this is a good opportunity that once we get this wheel out, this whole hinge mechanism, nuts and bolts and whatever else, oof, we could lube all this. All right, so you lift it up a little bit. And there is, here it is, you got the jack, there's a bayonet. Maybe this slides down, let me see if, yeah, sure enough, look at that. You slide this back. Look how nice and filthy this thing is. All right, so then what you do, you turn this 90 degrees, like, oh man, this is, again, this hasn't been done in a very long time. Here it is, we turn this 90 degrees, like so, and oh my God, look at all this dirt. And this thing has barely any pressure in it. And what we'll do is we'll pull the spare tire from under here. And as you can see, as you can tell, guys, I haven't done this in a while, but it definitely could use some lubing and cleanings, which we will do. All right, so let me show you what I was talking about as to why this tire is getting replaced. And this is the reason why, guys. You see it? This tire is cracked along these edges all the way around, and it's barely has any tire pressure in it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna load this baby up on a trunk, and we're gonna go to the tire store to get the tire replaced, so that we have a safe spare tire if that need ever arises. Now, mind you, this tire is not the same size, wheel and tire assembly is not the same size as the one that is mounted on a car. This one is, let me see if I can find it, guys, because you should know this. The tire size. I mean, mind you, it is inside of your, here it is, right here. I don't know if you can see, it's a T155 90 D18 M113 or 113M rated. And this thing is an 18-inch wheel, whereas what's mounted on a car, unless it's a AMG, it's a 17-inch wheel. I do plan on putting 18 inches Mercedes wheels eventually, but that time is not yet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace this tire. So look at a lot of cracks in this thing. This thing is in a really bad shape, guys. Look at all that dirt. And this will, like I said, will offer us a great opportunity to to lube this whole mechanism. We'll push this back up. We'll latch this back in. We'll latch this back in place, and we'll get us a new tire today. That is the plan. So let's go do that. Here it is, guys. The tire is in the trunk. We're gonna bring this to the tire shop. I did find the tire itself online through a discount tire store, so they'll be the one mounting it. In the year 2024, this tire mounted and balanced and so on and so forth runs you about $168, I want to say, from discount tires. Now, I cannot speak for the other places. Now, I gotta tell you though, one advantage of having a tire mounted under the car instead of inside of the trunk, that if you're traveling with, say, a wife and kids, and if you're married, you know what I'm talking about when I say to you that your wife likes to load 47 different things in the car. Rosie, get over here. Sorry, there's a dog walking by. You can access your tools with your baggage still in the trunk, and you can get to the tire, the spare tire, without having to empty out the trunk. That's the disadvantage of having a spare tire under or inside of the trunk under the all your stuff. Now, we did mount everything back, as you can tell, and we kind of cinched this down a little bit so that this cage that holds the spare tire in place is now moving. And now let's go to the tire store and get this tire replaced. Let's do it. And we are back. As you can tell, I got the tire replaced. I ended up going with a Kumo tire because that's what was available on the internet. I also made the point of stopping by a car wash where you could pressure wash your own car, and I decided to wash this whole tire and rim, and even not only the latch and the cover, but also kind of sprayed under here a little bit, because I mean, after all, guys, the eyes have to eat too. Whatever it is you're doing, it's got to look good. But not only that, there's functionality in washing these wheels, because if you have accumulation of dirt in the, or grime of any sorts, when you go balanced, when you actually drive, the tire will spin out of balance and induce vibration in the car. So we don't want to do that. Reason why I washed the tires and then brought the wheel in, and you can tell they were actually nice enough at discount tire to also balance the tire. Now, max operating pressure for these tires is 60 psi, so we're going to check the pressure, and it's currently coming in at 52, 54, so we're going to add some air to it. Now, it is winter, so the air is a little denser, but this will be checked when the time comes. Summertime, we might have to deflate some of the air out of this thing. A little more. All right. 58, just a hair more, guys. We should do it. Let's take a look. I know they had inflated it just under 60 psi. Here we are. I don't know if you could tell, but it's 60 psi, guys. Trust me, I can see it from here. Maybe you guys can't see it from there. All right, this is ready to go back in. Now, keep in mind this notch. We will talk about this when the time comes. Let's put this wheel back in. Now, mind you guys, if you ever have to replace your tire and put a spare tire in the car, max speed for these types of wheels is 50 miles an hour. Also, you're supposed to drive with this tire to get to a tire shop to either get the tire fixed because of a flat or get the tire replaced. This tire and wheel is not meant for you to drive on it for days and weeks, unless you don't have any money. And then in that case, I guess you're forced to drive it for days and weeks. But anyway, let's go ahead and install the wheel back under the car. Let's do it. Here we go, guys. Let's put this wheel tire assembly back in. We're going to use our trusty wrench. You know, I honestly thought I was going to need the screwdriver that came with the wrench, but I guess now, oh, I see why. You can stick the screwdriver in this hole right here. The actual latch has a hole in it. I guess if it's too stiff, you can put some oil in it. Okay, this is loose. What I want to do is use some lubricating oil to lube. Where did I put? Oh, it's right here. You can use WD-40 or whatever it is you have, but lube it a little bit so that I don't know, you don't want this thing to get stuck on you. I guess it doesn't really matter, huh? Does it? There we go. That's not really. Just put a little bit of oil, make your life a little easier. All right, but also I want to try it to see if the actual screwdriver. There it is. You see, you stick your screwdriver in here, and that's what it's for, to loosen the latch if ever needed. So that's what the screwdriver is for. That's why the procedures tell you to use the screwdriver, is to stick it in the hole of the latch. All right, so the tray is down, and see this notch right here? That's where the wheel goes, and there's a reason for that, and let me grab the wheel and we'll talk about it. Now, the notch here, it's actually for right here, and the reason for that, so that the shredder valve actually sticks out through this hole right here, because the wheel will go installed upside down. The reason for that, and I gotta tell you, I appreciate this about the Germans. Sometimes they can be overthinkers, over engineering stuff, but this time I think they hit the nail on the head. So that if and when you have to check the tire pressure while the spare tire is installed in its rack, you don't have to take the tire out. You can just check the pressure from under the car. Well, let me show you. So we grab the tire, we put it back on its rack with the shredder valve facing down. Sorry, you may not. Let me fix the camera so maybe back you up a little bit. Here it is right here. Okay, so we're going to install this tire in the shredder valve at the 6 o'clock position, like so. You should be able to feel that notch. Let me see, is it in place? think so. I think it is. Then after the tire is in place, we will put the lid that it came with, this one here, put it on like this, and then we have our bayonet tool, and it goes like so, and we turn it 90 degrees. That's it. The wheel is in. All right, so now push the tire back up like this. That's it. Push it up like so. Close the latch. All right. And now we bolt this back on. Nothing crazy, just just a little bit, just tight enough, not too tight. And now we could put the bumper cover back on, but I want to show you something else first. Here it is, guys. You see it? The tire and wheel is fully installed back under the car, and the Schrader valve is right there. So if you ever have to check your pressure, it's right there. Gotta love the Germans. All right, let's put this lid back on. It should be just a snap in operation, guys. Here it is right there, and this is it. And last piece after we have installed the new tire and wheel is to put this bumper cover back in. Now just be careful, guys. I've already lost one of these before, so you make sure you put it in all the way and it's fully engaged. Otherwise, this is gonna fall off, and you don't want that. So we are in and we are done. Last thing we have to do now is how about we put this jack back, huh? Let's put this jack back where it belongs. It belongs in here, guys. Put the bag back, and so we can officially call the job done. The way this jack goes back, you see this stud right here? This stud right here on which this knob screws on. There's this hole right here, you see it? Make sure that that stud goes through this hole, and then you screw this on. Hold on. Try not to break anything when you put this thing back in, because it's break stuff gets expensive. You don't want to be breaking stuff. Come on, baby. Why doesn't this thing go? Oh, okay, I see. Because the reason why it wasn't going in, guys, because there's actually a water line back here that feeds the water for the rear windshield washer. So that is in. Just be careful of that water line. You don't puncture it. So that's it. This is in. I really enjoy doing this for you guys. I really, really do. And besides, I enjoy working on my cars to keep them at the perfect operating conditions. We'll put the bag back with the jack and whatnot, so that in case you get a flat, you can put your flat tire inside of this bag. We'll restow the 10 CD changes. You know what? I think I'm going to buy some CDs. 10 of them to be exact, so that when I go on a long road trip, golly, this thing is dusty. And that's it, guys. That's all she wrote, and that's how this is done. Remember to subscribe to this channel, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, and we will see you in the next video, guys. Take care.